Hey, how's it going out there? It's Adrienne Elise. I just wanted to pop in and let you know about what's going on today on the 6th. Saturn and Mercury are making their second conjunction. This Mercury retrograde is taking Mercury from the very last degree of Sagittarius back into this territory that Saturn has been in for the last 2+ years. And Saturn in Sagittarius has been about finding the truth, finding our path, trying to seek and find what is going on in this world. And we need some clarity, and Mercury is giving it to us. This Mercury retrograde has a very different energy than other Mercury retrogrades. There's not so much kind of glitchy moving forward energy, because it's actually a blessing, this Mercury retrograde, of this backward motion of Mercury, apparent backward motion, because we're having such a shift of ages right now as we are getting ready for Saturn to move home into its home sign of Capricorn. So Saturn takes 29 years to make it all the way around the zodiac. So it's been a while since Saturn's been home, and it is time to have a party around manifesting the world, building structures that reflect our true identity. So Saturn is going back through, or Mercury's going back through, and it started at 29 it just hit Saturn, went retrograde, and now it's hanging out with Saturn again. It's really close to the Galactic Center. So the Galactic Center is this area of like destiny. We don't even know what it is out there, but it's this magnetic pull in the center of our universe, just like pulling all of us into this place. And so Mercury is a messenger. It wants to understand. It wants to understand what this last couple of years of Saturn and Sagittarius is about. Saturn is the timekeeper. It's father time. It's authority. It's restriction. It's limitation. So it hasn't been quite that comfortable in the sign of Sagittarius, which is expanding and opening and seeking. And so we're looking at what's in the way of our expansion. And with Mercury coming up on the Galactic Center with Saturn, it's just 3 times as it makes this retrograde. The 3rd time it hits Saturn, it will be in Capricorn in January. So when we get to mid-January, when these planets come back together and Mercury comes out of shadow and they come back together in Capricorn, that's when we're going to feel a completion of this crazy wormhole that we're in. It's like all of these planets are coming together in their formations in the sky. It's amazing how the universe is speaking to us right now, preparing us for this next chapter. And nobody really knows exactly what that means, except for Saturn coming home to Capricorn means that we're going to get real about it. And what are we going to get real about? We're going to get real about our destiny, and we're going to get real about building a new world that is more fair and more equitable. Now, Saturn represents the authoritarian structures of our life. Home in Capricorn. And Capricorn is where Pluto is, and Pluto's death and destruction and breaking down and rebuilding. And it's like, now is the time, humanity, to build these new structures that can better support the truth of who we are, can move us into the Aquarian age of equality, of working for the community, bringing forward our precious gifts in order to move our evolution forward. Now, we have been feeling kind of like overall, collectively and individually, kind of stuck. Like, it's like we're spinning our wheels, and it's like, well, what are we doing here? What is the point of all this anyway? And now we're going to find out. So the other thing that's happening on Saturday is that Mars is moving out of Libra into the sign of Scorpio. And Mars is a ruler of Scorpio. It loves Scorpio. And Mars is our action planet. Now, in Libra, it was in detriment because it also rules Aries, which is opposite. So it's kind of like, what's going on here in Libra? I need to be nice to everybody and make everything happy and nice. Mars that's not really what Mars wants to do. And so in Scorpio, Mars wants to get to the truth. Mars wants to put a motor on that boat and move right through the muck of this world right through the bullshit that's been all of the lies that have been told to us. So it'll be pretty interesting to see as Mars comes up with Jupiter and Mars together in Scorpio. We're going to really see what this Jupiter and Scorpio is going to do for us. And with this energy of these planets, Saturn, our karma, duty, work, restriction planet, Mercury, the messenger, trying to make some sense of all this stuff on the Galactic Center. It's saying, hey guys, what's in the way of us moving to our destiny? Does it happen to be a whole bunch of bullshit, deception, lies about the truth of who we are, humanity? So Mars is kind of ready to get in there and ready to get in the muck in our personal lives. This is about, hey, I surrender to my shadow, to my vulnerability, to my suppressed emotions. I don't want to carry this stuff anymore. So it's like Jupiter moved in October to Scorpio, but now with Mars joining it for this next 6 weeks, that's when we're really going to feel this energy of, and Mars has courage, and it's a warrior, and it's saying, hey, we need a motor on this boat. We need to get somewhere. We need to go to the muck, because Mercury and Saturn are saying, what's in the way of our destiny? Like, why can't we move forward? Why do we feel so stuck? We can feel our world energetically changing, but the way it looks hasn't changed. The financial structures haven't changed. The power structures haven't changed. And this is the thing about Saturn moving into Capricorn and coming up with Pluto. And that is going to happen beginning in 2019 and 20 is when Jupiter will also join. So this is the power structure regime change. And we are preparing for this because it is our destiny. And that regime change means it's time for the people who really should be in charge to be in charge. And so if you're feeling like a victim to your reality, that's because you've allowed the forces, or this is how we've just done things, to be in charge of our spiritual autonomy. Like there's some sort of God or government or energy, church energy out there that says whether we're good or bad, like Santa Claus, whether or not we get our treats or we get coal. And it's kind of like that's just a story, right? It's like we need to, this is about humanity coming back into our spiritual autonomy, taking back our power and being like, this is the world we want. We don't want to live by the rules of this mechanicalized created reality anymore. And so it's an exciting time, but it's also kind of an intense time of transformation. But let this Mars and Scorpio energy work in your life and just kind of surrender to the uncovering in your own individual life, your own disclosure of like, what are the deceptions and lies that you've been holding on to, that your ancestors taught you, that are programmed into your DNA, that just don't fit your reality? Like, how about you need to play small to survive? Sorry, the North Node in Leo is saying no. The way forward is to shine your light. And we're really feeling that because on Friday, the sun trines up with the North Node. So all these aspects together, you see how the universe is painting a picture for us. It's saying, what's in the way of your cosmic destiny? Why aren't you on your true path? What is hidden in the dark shadows of this subconscious belief systems that's keeping you playing small? Let's get on track with our most amazing selves. And it's one thing that I see, and I have myself, I struggle with it too, is like, wow, light workers, indigo souls, star seeds right now, it's like the world is really messed up. We've been going along kind of pretending it wasn't so messed up. And it's like, this is messed up. This is the instigation, the pressure right now in the world right now is because if you feel like the world looks dark and you want to see a better world, it's about cracking open that seed, the star seed that you are, and letting that light shine. The light of the world we're looking for is right here. And so this time right now is about cracking open these false delusions and belief systems that have been keeping us from that true path, from that bigger life, letting go of all of those constraints that are hiding deep in the shadow of our collective consciousness and also in our individual reality, so that we can claim the light that we are, step into our true path of why we're here, ground out with this Capricorn at home energy and say, yeah, I am an autonomous spiritual being. I'm in charge. on the other hand, it's like a surrender to the higher part of you that actually knows what's going on. So it's an interesting play that's going on right now with this Mercury retrograde, trying to figure out what's going on, and a surrender that's being called to around the truth. It's like, we want to know the truth. We want to figure it out. We want to feel whole and complete, but we don't necessarily get to know the bigger picture. Our higher self does. And so we need to surrender to let life live through us. Let that light come through. That's what our goal and our mission is here. Not necessarily a specific path. When we're talking about our true path, it's talking about embodying that light. And it's not about, I mean, there are beautiful pathways and roles that we're going to play, but we don't need to worry about the specifics right now. We need to claim that light in the moment, claim our higher vibrational frequency, claim our joy. And instead of letting this world say, this is darkness, right? The world is dark. And instead of letting that dictate our reality, say, well, the world's dark, but that's because it's pushing me to break through all of this bullshit and be the light that I am, and be the living demonstration of the truth of the cosmos. So I hope that you have a beautiful journey of Mars and Scorpio, and I look forward to next time. I'm Adrienne Elise. Namaste.